My best finds of 2024. What did I find? What did I score? Were they grails? Some were. Some are just very, very cool. I've already done my favorite albums, new albums of 2024, and there was a lot. But I also found a lot of good stuff. There was a lot of commons, but here's some of my favorite purchases. Some of them are some really heavy hitters. My favorite album, and I've shown this on a few other things like vinyl tag, but it was by far, Day of Judgment by the Ngozi family. One of the most important Zamrock albums, one of the very best Zamrock albums by Paul Ngozi, and this thing is just incredible. It plays very rough. It's all taped up, but it's Zamrock and it's an original. I do have a repress of it, so I can listen to it. But this came from Noble Records. My friend David told me Dylan had some more Zamrock he was putting out and sent me some pictures. And Dylan was nice enough to let me purchase this and send it to me. So Paul Ngozi, the Ngozi family, Day of Judgment was by far my best pickup. Another item, this was a grail. I haven't found it. I haven't seen it when I've been around, and I just had shown this, but this is the first cover from the Dead Kennedys, and it has like police trucks on here that's taken off. It has the picture with them with the heads, but this is a hard one to find, because it was pulled off the market because the Dead Kennedys did not like the color, did not want this to be orange. They wanted it to be black, so they had to change it. So I was so excited when I had a chance to get this and to see this, and yeah, by far one of this has been a search I've looked for a very, very long time, and finally have one, Dead Kennedys in orange. I found a number of Mofis. I don't collect Mofis, but there's certain albums I would like to have in Mofis, and this year I have found a variety of Mofis. If the price is right, I'll get them. Some of these, though, are, not the cheapest, but we'll start with this one. Tears for Fears, Sowing the Seeds of Love. You talk about an album that has lots of dynamics to it, all kinds of sounds, lots of things happening. A perfect album for a Mofi to have a great, sound to it. This is just the album. It's probably my favorite album from Tears for Fears, and this did not disappoint. I was so happy to see this and find this out in the wild. Another one I found was Jerry Rafferty's City to City, and this is one of my all-time favorite albums. To me, it's a perfect album. Every song on here I absolutely love, and I'd seen it a couple, once before, and I thought they were asking way too much. It wasn't in good shape. I go up to a record store that deals more with metal music and hard punk, and they had this. It was at a good price because it doesn't sell in that store. Well, by God, the right person came in. So, yeah, the Mofi of Jerry Rafferty, City to City. Probably the biggest one picked up was this one. And Adam Hart Mother from Pink Floyd. Again, the Mofi, it just picks up everything. You can just sit and really enjoy it. This was kind of a different album from Pink Floyd, a little classical, definitely. You had a lot of that going on, more of that kind of, maybe that prog type feel. And of course it has cows, but this was amazing to find. I got such a good deal on this thing. It goes for a lot of money, and they had it at a very good price, so talk about lucky to get that. So Adam Hart Mother by Pink Floyd. Excited to do it. Post-punk, I had some really good luck. I was able to pick up an original of Daydream Nation by Sonic Youth. This is one I used to have an original of. I lost it with the flood, but now I have it back. It was my first Sonic Youth I ever bought back in the 80s. I remember reading in Rolling Stone about this. They were talking about how great this was. And so I bought it, and some of it I like, some of it I go, wow, what is this? I've now, okay, I get what they're doing. I get the whole noise and the distortion, and I really, really enjoy it. So to find this was just like huge for me, and I could not have been happier. But also, I picked this up at Radio Wasteland, Sonic Youth Dirty, and this is one of my favorite Sonic Youth albums. 100%'s on here. We have Sugar Cane's on here. Just a tour de force of great songs. It's one of Sonic Youth's more popular albums, shall we say. It's more accessible than some of the other albums. And it is a favorite of mine. I've only ever had this in CD. So, you know, now I have the Daydream Nation, I have Goo, and now I have this. And a couple others, but those are the big three that I really, really wanted. So happy to get this year. I was at a record show with my friend Tice, and as I was waiting for him, getting ready to go, I'd made my purchases, and I'm just flipping through as he's, you know, doing his final stuff, and this shows up, Diana Gallus, and this is The Sporting Life, and she does this album with John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin. I've never seen it in vinyl. It's only been put out once in vinyl. So, I mean, this is it's a very hard to find album. No idea. I've had the CD. I kept the CD. And this is one of these, even after Flood, I held onto the CD because I really, really like this. To find that just kind of blew me away. I'd already blown my budget at the record show, but it didn't matter. This had to come home with me. It was a sealed copy, and the price was it was a very, very good price. Yeah, wonderful album. She's scary. Her voice is not for everyone. There's no doubt about it. But with John Paul Jones on this, there is some rocking tunes on here, and it's you know, a lot easier to listen to. Super happy to get that. There's a record store in Detroit. I was just thumbing through their racks, and this popped up. Gary Newman's Splinter. You know, this is one from the late teens that he put out. What a wonderful album. I had kind of lost track of Gary Newman, but a couple years ago I did buy his newer album, and it was okay. This was really good. It's dark. Obviously, look at him. He looks like, you know, Jack the Ripper or something. I don't know. But, I mean, you could tell he has this darker feel to this album. But it was really accessible, very enjoyable. I was shocked to see this thing just sitting in the racks at the store. Well, I was in the collectibles racks, which is where I always try to go. But to get a vintage Gary Newman album like that really kind of blew me away. So super happy that this was found. Again, not a cheap album whatsoever, these Gary Newman albums, but this thing sounded great. Punk. I did have some really good luck on getting some classic punk albums, some originals. Now, I had these already. I had represses, but there's just certain ones that you really would like to have an original. I mean, that's more me. That's maybe not everybody, but I love originals. It gives me this special feel. One of them was the Angry Samoans. And I had a repress of that. I actually have another repress I bought after the flood because I really like this album. But this is a nice original. Hardcore punk. What a great cover there. Let's just rip off a head. We got some airplanes coming in from this creature. Samoa wasn't appreciative of the title here, but yeah, I couldn't believe this. This is Back from Samoa is the name of the album, and for me to get an original of this was really, really big. Another one, and again, I had to buy a repress. I did have an original, which there's my original. I used to have the Flesh Eaters, hardcore punk again. It just screams at you, comes out hard, but something you don't see. I rarely see this. And again, all of a sudden, there it was in a store on a wall, and I go, wow, it's in really good shape, the cover and everything. The Angry Samoans, the cover's a little more beat up, and you can see here this isn't in the best shape. The spine, this one's in great shape. It is very, very much hardcore punk. They really pound it out there. Probably not for everyone. A Minute to Pray, A Second to Die. It's just such, I couldn't believe my luck when I saw that. I go, wow. Again, I had a repress of it. I had my original vinyl, but to see that, I had to get it. Another punk album. This is another one of these. I had my original, but I wanted another original back cover. And there it was, the Saints, I'm Stranded. Now, they just put out a big box set of this that really has me interested, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet because I really don't have room for a lot of box sets. But this is one of those great, great punk albums, group from out of Australia. Tune into Ben Rankin's channel and you'll hear all about the Stranded. He's super big into this, but yeah, huge find for me this year to get this and to be able to enjoy that. The final one I'm going to show, and this was a store down in Castle Rock, maybe a half hour away, a little bit more. I walk in and they had this original Disintegration. There's my original. I remember buying that when it came out. Kiss Me was the first Cure that I ever bought. But then then I bought this one after that. And I never bought another, CDs came. I couldn't buy a Cure vinyl if I wanted to, but I walked into that record store and there that was. And I was just, again, it was totally shocked to find it. Was it cheap? No. I had to really think about it because, I had a reissue, a very nice reissue of this. Do I really need the original? Probably not. But now if I decide to sell, hey, I can I could sell it and give you 2 original vinyls in just one cover. So, that was really happy to get that back in. So those are some of my favorite buys of the year. There's some albums, maybe they cost a little bit more. These are the ones that really delighted me. It got me excited, which is why we collect records. This is part of the enjoyment of the hobby, to find something like that. Were they grails? Not really. But were they ones I love? Yes, they were. So that's the whole, what makes you giddy. And now when I look at them, it excites me to know that I do have them. So thanks for watching that. That's my last recap of the year with albums. But it was a big year. I did buy too much, quite honestly. And I'm trying to hold it back this year. I think I'm failing, but we'll get better at it. Thanks, everyone. Have a great one. See you Sunday for the Early Morning Sunday Show. Bye.